everyone. Good afternoon and welcome to another edition of Coffee Break. My name is Chloe, and of course, today it's going to be another beautiful, meaningful discussion. Syempre, hindi ito magiging kompleto without my other companions. But before that nga pala, I just want to say congratulations muna to our very own DJ Samantha and of course to our very own DJ Nick. Because they both won the Best DJ of the Year Award from Gawad Tanglao. And of course, our station, 96.3 Easy Rock, for being the best FM station for this year in the Gawad Tanglao Award. So tuwagin ko na po, syempre, of course, my co-jocks for Coffee Break and of course, my co-jocks over at the station, DJ Shai and DJ Nick. Hello to both of you.
Hey! Congrats to us, Easy Rock!
Congrats, Easy Rock fam!
Balato!
Ay, may cash prize ba yun?
Ay, hindi mo. As in, talagang nanggagaling from the goodness of your heart and your pocket lang sana. But yeah, of course, to the audience, thanks so much for being so supportive of Easy Rock. We couldn't have done it without you guys.
Pag nagkita-kita tayo, Nick, talagang kailangan mo ng magpakape,
pa-burger, pansit, ganun, lahat-lahat.
Pansit.
Namiss ko na yung turon
natin. Gosh, namiss ko tuloy. Yung mga simple gatherings natin at may papansit sa office.
Enough, ano. Ay, kumusta naman kayong dalawa? How are you both? How are you holding? How are you holding up, coping and everything? Let's start with Nick.
Yeah, I mean, the award is definitely an extra something. You know, I just wanted to keep my job and then it happened. So I'm really, really grateful for that. So thank you, of course, for your continuous support to the station and to all the jocks of Easy Rock. I'm holding up pretty okay. I believe that we are slowly adapting to the pandemic somehow. Yeah, events are happening again, very intimate ones and very physically distant ones. So yeah, we're trying to be as safe as possible. How about you, Shai?
I love what you said. Now you were just trying to keep your job and you got an award, which actually the one thing that I'm always every day grateful for is that we still have a job. We are one of the very fortunate ones. We're not struggling to have to go through job hunting in the middle of a pandemic, right? So we're holding up. Of course, things could always be better. Just recently, I've been posting a bunch of throwback vacation photos.
Yeah.
Kasi that's all we could do. Post throwback of everything we used to do. Hanggang doon na lang talaga.
That's true.
So, wala I'm still scared to go out. How about you, Chloe?
Yeah, talking about being scared, ano, yan talaga yung parang pinaka-fear ng lahat ngayon is, of course, nangyari na nga sa iba, losing their jobs. And of course, for all of us, we're also holding on to our jobs. We're doing our best to, of course, to do what is required of us para meron tayong trabaho. And of course, we're very, very blessed to have a company who's also trying its best to keep all of us. So speaking of being scared, of fears and all, when you were younger, nung mga bata pa kayo, kasi ngayon alam na natin kung ano yung mga fears natin. Of course, mawalan ka ng trabaho, magkasakit, mga ganon. But when you were younger, ano yung mga kinakatakutan nyo? Or ano yung mga naiisip nyo na kinakatakutan nyo? Other than ghosts, of course. Kasi lahat naman tayo dumaan yata dyan. Ako, I must admit, up until now, takot ako sa multo. How about you, Shai?
Okay, when I was a kid, definitely ayun nga yung mga ghosts. Even if I kept watching scary shows or whatever, takot pa rin ako. And the dark, the usual, hanggang ngayon rin ata. And then I'm scared to lose my mommy. Like in general, like in the supermarket or when I wake up and she's not there, or the obvious thing of losing your mom, right? So yeah, that was one of my biggest fears. And then there's also being left alone. Bata pa lang, ayoko na mag-isa sa buhay. So ayun, those are the things I remember na talagang kinakatakutan ko. Like for example, syempre, pag bata ka, your dismissal is much earlier, di ba? Like 2 or 3 p.m., dismiss na kayo. So, pag wala pa yung dad ko ng 4 p.m. or 4:30, feel ko wala na. I feel like sinadya na nilang iiwan ako sa school at kailangan ko na maghanap ng bagong pamilya. Sobrang takot ako. And when my dad would come over and he'll explain to me why he's late, I will also cry. I'll really cry and tell him na, akala ko talaga, wala na ako, iniwan niyo na ako. Sabi kasi ng ate ko, you pick me up from the canal, so I thought you'll also just leave me here. Bang, mga ganon. So those were my fears when I was younger, I guess. How about you, Nick?
Ikaw naman, Nick.
Yeah, fear of abandonment siguro, pero ewan ko, parang tumanda ako, parang gusto ko na lang i-abandon na ako. Alam mo, parang gusto ko ayoko na maging baby, ganyan. But it's true. I mean, I think we all go through that phase. Pero sobrang babaw ko lang, takot ako sa porcelain doll. Hindi ko talaga alam kung bakit.
Sa ano?
Porcelain doll or yung mga porcelain doll, lalo na yung mga baby dolls. Kasi di ba dami pag ganun kay ate. Tapos, siguro kasagsagan to ni Chucky at saka ni Chaka doll. If you remember that one TV? Grabe talaga, nanginginig ako pag may doll around. So it's weird.
Pati very common yan sa grandparents' houses rin.
Right?
Yung mga porcelain dolls that they kept from ages ago, ganun.
Correct.
Oo. By the way, guys, if you want to share your fears also, let us know in the comments. Actually, may isa nag-comment dito. Fear of belts, chinelas, hangers, walis. Baka naman kasi may ginawa kayong mali kaya hinahabol kayo ng mga gulang niyo with all those paraphernalia.
Takot daw sa dilim, sabi nung isa. Ako naman, of course, nandyan yung takot sa dilim. Pero, I remember when I was younger, takot ako laging nakukulong. Yung nalalak. Kasi I had this experience when I was a kid na nalak ako sa banyo. And it took hours bago ako na-rescue na makalabas. And nagwawala na talaga ako dun sa loob. And same with Nick. Yung may mga, ikaw naman, porcelain dolls. Ako naman, porcelain pa. Ako naman, ragdoll. Alam mo yung mukhang, yung ragdoll na mga parang una na hindi mo maintindihan. Takot na takot ako sa ganun. I don't know why. Pero ang pinakagrabe talaga, yung takot akong makulong. That is why.
That's because you experience
Yeah, because it's coming from experience. Kaya whenever I would go to the restroom, lalo na pagka, tawag dito, yung lugar hindi familiar sa akin, I want someone to be there outside. And it happened to me. When I was in another country, syempre wala kang cellphone doon, nothing, walang internet. Lalo na pag nakahiwalay ka doon sa kasama mo na meron. Nalock ako sa CR ng isang sikat na fast food chain.
Oh my gosh.
Oo. Tapos sobrang nagsisisigaw ako sa loob. Yung brother ko nasa labas, buti na lang narinig niya. Kasi alam mo yung crew nila, syempre tinatanong ko saan ng CR. Yung lock pala nandun sa counter. So, yeah. Sabi niya lang sa akin kasi medyo hirap sila mag-English. Yeah. Just go to ganyan. So, pumasok naman ako. Lalabas na ako? Hindi ako makalabas. Hindi ko mabuksan. Sobra akong nagsisisigaw doon. Hiyang-hiya yung kapatid ko. Pero, natakot na. Alam mo yung paglabas ko, nanginginig ako. Kasi nakulong na naman ako. So, yeah. Hindi ko na na-overcome. Ngayon,
related din Miss Chloe sa tight spaces, like takot ka, parang claustrophobic ba?
Oh yeah. There's this church in Taal, 'di ba? Yung lumang church doon sa Taal, I forgot, pero since matagal na 'yon, 1800s pa yata or even older, meron siyang part sa pinakataas na aakyatin mo and you can see the whole Taal. In Batangas. Aakyatin ko na lang yon, napaka-tight nung spaces, hindi ko siya nakuhang akyatin. I had to go down again. Tapos yung susunod sa akin na turista din doon, kailangan niyang bumaba kasi hindi ko talaga kaya. Because I was thinking, baka mamaya nandun ako biglang lumindol or whatever, hindi na ako makalabas and walang nakakaalam na nandun ako. So hindi ko talaga kaya.
Yeah. Right.
But at least it's good that you're sharing these things to your friends, to your peers, ganun. But at least, they be considerate for times when, like for example, I want to invite you to somewhere. Tapos na-realize ko, wait, it's kind of compressed. The space is kind of closed up. Like, I don't think I should force Chloe to come with me. Parang ganun. Wala lang.
Mahirap yung walang mga bintana, yung mga ganun. Pero anyways, going back, ngayon naman that you guys are already adulting, ano naman yung mga greatest fears nyo? Anybody can
Well,
start.
starting off with, I'm scared of. I'm actually very future phobic.
Oh.
Like, I'm scared of discussing the future with my friends or something. Kasi, like, for example, although I just recently had a panic attack with this, so I just want to share it with you guys. I do deal with it naman, pero I recently had a panic attack of living in a space, in a place that I really own myself. Kasi I started computing how much I've been spending for rent. I've been in this place for over 6 years, I think eh. So, nung kinumpute ko siya, na-realize ko, nakapag half na ng payments ko if I decided to have gotten a condo, for example, 6 years
Same
ago.
here.
Parang ganun, oo. So dahil doon, natakot ako like, oh my gosh, I've been spending this much. It could have been for something better. It could have been an investment. So now, like, I want to start to get a condo. Then if I get a condo, okay, I'll be paying that for 10 years. And then what if I want to get a house? I'll be paying it for another 20 years. So like, it starts to spiral down. So I've learned, siguro 3 years ago ata na, ayun nga, discussing the future with myself is so scary. Na ayoko siyang pag-usapan. Like, I'd rather just be here in my comfort zone for now. Like, okay, I'd rather just pay rent na lang every month. It goes nowhere, but at least I'm not freaking out about it, which is wrong, by the way. That's not a good practice, guys. But ayun, with my friends, I've been able to deal with it somehow, and I was able to finally discuss what I want for the future. Ganun, like what I want in the next couple of years to build my own house. Ganun. Pero it takes a lot of courage from myself to talk about the future, talk about me being this age and then not having kids pa, not having a family, ganun, which is dapat hindi eh. Like, of course, I always preach that you get married at your own pace, at your own time, right? Pero sometimes when you think about it, gosh, I told myself when I was younger, by this age, may 2 anak na ako. Ano nangyari? Mga ganun. So, I'm very future phobic. That's one thing I'm sure. And then recently, the fears of, well, you're losing the chance of losing your job, and also, which also adds to the future phobic, and also fear of getting COVID.
Ayun talaga.
Oo.
How about you, Nick, naman?
People feel that. How about you, Nick? Yeah.
Yeah, I guess parang related din sa'yo. Future phobic mo ba siya makakonsider if I fear regret? And I'm in the middle of the fear of regretting something and also the fear of getting stuck. Right? Alam mo yun, parang you always want to move forward, but then, you have this fear of, just not moving forward kasi parang you're comfortable. It's basically not leaving your comfort zone, diba? But at the same time, if you don't do that, I fear that I would regret that I didn't move forward. Kasi alam mo yun, parang sinasabi mo ngayon, kunyari you have you're renting your condo or your apartment. Diba? Time is flying and like you're just there. Parang you're riding the tide, but where are you going, Nick? Parang diba? Parang there's that fear na parang, in your 30s, how is it gonna be like for you? Alam mo yun? Several options.
Comment dito actually, fear of switching careers, following your passion, which is like what you said, right? You're in your comfort zone, everything is working out fine, pero this isn't what you want, but you're scared to take that leap.
Correct. A lot of people have that, I feel.
Yeah, I think we're the 3 of us are pretty blessed actually, because although this isn't what we thought we would end up in, but I think we're so happy with the jobs we have, right?
Yes.
We're very grateful. Yeah. How about you, Chloe?
Well, yung mga fears nyo naman, that's valid, I also feel that way. Ako nga, sabi mo siya, you've been renting for 6 years. Ako, more than 10 years na. Pag nagko-compute ako at the end of the year, matagal na sana ako nakabili ng sarili kong property. But I comfort myself by telling myself that the Lord provided for my rent for the past 10 years, and there was never a time na nagkumahog ako. So I really believe that the time will come for me to be able to have my own property at the time that God plans for me to have that. So pag naiisip ko yon, hindi na ako masyadong nagkakaroon ng, what do you call that? Yung future phobic thing na.
Future phobia,
yeah. Because naisip ko nga, hindi niya nga ako pinabayaan for how many years. So siguro by the time na magkakaroon na ako ng property, ready na ako. Niready niya na ako for that. Kasi ngayon, parang alanganin eh. Ang mga reasons ko, I don't wanna be away from my office. Magko-commute ka para lang makakuha ka ng bahay sa malayo. Tapos pahihirapan ko yung sarili ko. Kasi I see a lot of people doing that. Kumuha sila ng mga bahay, and then eventually, maghahanap pa rin sila ng rerentahan dito para lang mapalapit sa opisina. Plus, I have kids who are, going to school. So, ayokong pahirapan yung buhay namin. So, naisip ko na lang, I'm paying for my convenience at this time.
And also, you're saving
that's
money.
making us feel better also.
Correct. I
And
believe you're also
safety.
saving money. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, parang hindi ko rin maubos maisip na mapapalayo ako. Tapos, alam nyo naman yung comfort zone dito na, I'm staying at our company condo. Meron tayong security and all. So, parang wala ka masyadong isipan kahit wala ako. May trabaho, may racket, maiwan yung anak ko mag-isa sa bahay, di ba? Wala kang fear. Kasi alam mo meron nagbabatay. Unlike kung nasa subdivision siyang malayo, oh my goodness, di ba? So yun, you're just paying for your peace of mind. So,
but I like what you said earlier. Parang I feel that was exactly what you said earlier about feeling that God provided this for you. God provided you the means to be able to pay rent. That is the true meaning of lifting your fears up to the Lord. At nakakaluwag talaga, nakakatulong talaga na you're understanding things in that perspective. And I feel that really helps you calm yourself down and live a better life.
Not being religious or sanctimonious or anything. Pero before ako kasi napadpad sa MBC, before nakarating ako dito sa company condo natin, pinicture ko sa isip ko kung ano yung gusto kong mangyari. And for the longest time, when I was your age, kayo, hindi ko alam kung ano gagawin ko sa buhay ko, saan ako pupunta, ano magiging trabaho ko, bakit wala ako naiipon, ganito lang, ganyan lang. So pinicture ko sa isip ko, I wanted to have my kids with me, gusto ko malapit lang yung school, gusto ko yung trabaho ko, and I don't know, I think the law of attraction, or lifting it all up to God, really is true. So, nakuha ko naman siya. Maybe it's not that, it's not as grand as tulad ng iba. But, yung disenteng pamumuhay lang, yun naman yung lagi kong sinasabi every time, I make a prayer. Just give me a chance to, live decently on my own, be self-sufficient, without thinking na wala akong kakainin bukas or, I don't ask for much. Just to be comfortable lang.
Yes.
So it's really safe to say that our fears are all practical. Our fears are all practical, are
valid, yes.
Valid. Of course it is. It is. Oh.
Yes. There's something I read na wala naman daw late eh. You are just in time. You're in time
your own pace.
Where you are. You're at the right. Kasi we are all God works for us in our own time zones. Merong mga na-advance lang, but for as long as you keep working, alam nga namang iasa mo lahat sa nasa taas tapos nga ka. Of course, you have to also do your own pushing for yourself. You have to hustle.
Right.
Well, here's a question for Chloe because amongst the three of us, you're the one with the family, ganon, di ba? Na, were the fears you had now different or parang kinalimutan mo ba yung takot mo for yourself and you just changed it and redirected everything, or were your fears now focused on your kids or your family? Like, ano ba?
I married early, so during that time wala akong takot.
Ay taray, I love that.
So, wala akong takot, and nandun na, it's something that I have to do and it's something that I needed to do. Not I really want to, So, head on na ako dun sa pag-aalaga ng bata and all, at paghahanap ng trabaho and, hustling and all. So, late na sa akin nag-sink in yung magiging maayos ba akong magulang sa pagpapalaki ko sa mga anak ko. Because I think people judge you kung paano lumaki ang isang tao, ang isang bata. Laging naririnig natin yan, di ba? Right. Nasa pagpapalaki kasi yan, nasa ganito. But I think I think tama naman na we should be able to guide our kids. Pero talaga kasi hindi mo pwedeng sabihin na hindi, kilala ko yan, anak ko yan. You don't really know your kids. And you don't know what they're capable of pagka lumalaki na sila.
I agree.
So, di ba, ang consolation ko na lang dyan is, again, lifting it all up to God, praying for them every day, and really trying your best na mapalaki sila ng tama at disente. And eventually, makikita mo na napalaki mo sila or napapalaki mo sila ng tama with as to how they treat other people.
Right. I think that's very important. And also, like, if I may just say, like, again, it's I wouldn't say unfair because there's some truth in it. Diba, na parang nasa pagpapalaki nga ng parents, pero hindi kasi siya 100%. So you can do, everything for your kids and then they can still end up, not being okay. Because at the end of the day, it's 50-50 eh. It's 50-50 talaga.
True.
Because of the environment.
Last week rather.
Correct.
And yeah, tama ka, Chloe, the environment rin. Oo. Because you'll try your best, you'll raise them by the book, pero wala eh. It's other factors that could still change how they turn up. You could only just hope for the best.
But I have a question.
Ako naisip ko na lang kung yung mga magulang ko nga hirap na hirap sa akin noon eh. Ba't ako magko-complain sa mga anak ko? Diba? It's just like I'm getting the dose of my own medicine. So, hello, payback time.
Yeah. but do you fear like for your kids, Miss Chloe, do you fear that sometimes they would like disobey you in terms of going out, for example? Nung pwede pang lumabas kanya, what happened there? Pinayagan mo ba? Hinawakan mo ba sa leeg? What happened?
Ball and chain, ganun. Ayan,
Nakareceive ako ng text. Matulog ka na, ma. Uuwi na lang ako. Pwede ba akong matulog? But, that was a horror story yon. Buti nga hindi ako natulog.
Oh,
because,
okay.
Ikikwento ko na because my eldest daughter then got a job. Nagkaroon siya ng trabaho. So, siguro sa sobrang tuwa niya, inalok siya ng mga kaopisina na alam mo na, my goodness, inuwi ng kaopisina, pinulot na lang namin sa taxi, inakyat namin ng guard pa. Shai, sorry!
Oh my goodness!
Because she was so
sorry, ba't nilaglag ka ng nanay mo?
And during that time, syempre, kaalyado ko pa yung maliit. Kasi maliit pa. So, ang maliit ay, Mama, look what she had. Nakita ko kung ano yung ininom talaga. Hindi ko pa nga natitikman. But it's a hard liquor na talaga, oh my goodness. Sabi ko, puti pala, inuwi ka. Hindi namin alam paano namin siya naiakyat nung guard natin sa doon sa baba. Ganon. At hindi na siya umulit. Because buti hindi ako natulog. Diba? Grabe. Kung pwede mo lang hawakan talaga sila pero hindi. I think kids will really test your patience. And ako rin naman noon, I also had my own stories na pagpasok ko ng bahay, bagong gising yung tatay ko, kakauwi ko lang. Wala na siyang nasabi sa akin, yung tipong, sumapa ako sa kwarto. Yon.
That's crazy. And that also just adds to people's fears. Yung mga single pa ngayon, mga wala pang anak ngayon, that just adds to their fear of, okay, I don't want to have kids anymore. And I think that's the reason why a lot of millennials, and I'm not so sure with the Gen Zs yet, of course, pero a lot of millennials don't want to have kids because they're scared they might not be able to provide. They're not going to be able to give them a good life. They're worried rather that they might not even be able to house them properly, diba? Like, I've read so much about millennials and that particular fear. And personally, I also do have that. Takot talaga ako, pero I always feel na ayun nga, God will provide if you just take that leap of faith, right, Ket? God will provide. Anyway,
ano naman, Nick?
I've been talking to our technician, si Kuya Mark, if you're watching.
Okay.
I remember like we had a conversation about having kids because he has plenty. He has 3. Dalawa lang ba? Ay, dalawa. And to me, like, sabi ko, ang hirap kasi I would like to have kids. I mean, I would like to take care of another human being, to raise the kid to be a good person. Ganyan. But the idea of taking good care of another me is very tiring already. Thinking of taking good care of another Nick, nakakapagod. Tapos, hindi ko na alam, parang tinatamad
thought pa lang,
magtrabaho. Totoo, tinatamad na ako magtrabaho kasi ibig sabihin nun, doble mo yung kayod mo. But then, like Kuya Mark said, and like what Miss Chloe is saying, when you're there, you will find a way.
Yes.
I feel so too in so many ways. Like there is this one of our jocks in MBC. Sabi niya, she took the leap of faith to get herself a car, and then parang bahala na yung payments kasi alam niya talaga na once you know you have that responsibility, you will move mountains to be able to face it. Parang feel ko ganun for a lot of things. Like when you're already in that situation, you'll force yourself to make it work eh.
Mm-hmm.
That's true. Ganyan din ako nung nag-decide akong kumuha ng unit dito sa company condo natin. I don't even know kung saan ko kukunin yung ipambabayad ko. Wala din naman akong ipon. I don't have anything to start with. Lakas ng loob lang talaga, tsaka trabaho. So, awa ng Diyos, nairaos naman. Noon, hindi ko rin naman alam kung paano ko pag-aaralin yung mga anak ko. Dumating na lang. For as long as, you don't stop working.
Tagalo
do
pa.
everything. Yeah.
So
Dalawa
Shai,
pa,
Pag mo na ulitin yon, yung hard liquor.
yung ano?
Hard liquor ni Shai. Huwag na.
Sumpa ako noon. Pero hindi niya na inulit. Siguro natakot din siya.
Yeah.
I think yun, natakot din siya kasi hindi niya alam kung anong nangyari. So, hindi ko rin alam kung dadalhin ko ba to sa ospital or what. That's the fear of the father finding out. Siyempre, nasa puder ko. Makwento ko lang, the kids pa naman, these kids, merong style. Ma, pupunta ako sa ganyan. Nung panahon, uso pa embassy that time sa the fort. So, siyempre, papaalam daw siya sa akin. College. Ay, ang tanong ko, nagpaalam ka ba sa daddy mo? Hindi. So sa akin ka magpapaalam para pag sabihin mo, ako, ay hindi, bumalik ka sa kanya. Kahit nandito ka sa akin. Alam mo yun? Halusot, diba? Goodness.
Right.
Siyempre, alam mo, teenagers, I mean, we were, of course, once teenagers. Feel ko talaga we become so creative.
Oh, yeah.
Kids
just to find ways to go out or whatever. So, isa rin yan sa mga fears na will they turn, yung sabi nga ni Nick, will they turn up like myself? Like, will I have to deal with another me?
Right, you're afraid. You're afraid of the kid because you know exactly how you were. You're afraid of your own ghost, right?
Exactly.
Ghost, diba? Yung first cousin ko nga sabi niya magpapalagay na lang daw siya ng parang mini bar sa labas ng bahay nila para yung mga anak niya doon na lang daw magbabar. Sabi
mas
ko, parang
okay na malasing siya doon kesa naman,
para lang mabantayan niya. Sabi ko, ano ba kasi pinagagagawa mo?
Ay, nako. There is this one comment earlier about their fear daw of having to have their parents hospitalized. Like, how do you deal with that?
Yeah.
Like, financially and emotionally, actually, also. Like, of course, a lot of us have been through that. And I also don't know how we were able to deal with it. Lalo na sa financial aspect, actually. Lalo na nung nalaman namin na, okay, for example, for my dad, like, he was stable already. We knew that he could go home anytime. Pero the fear of the bills and then the fear of what if this happens again when we're at home and no one was with him, mga ganun, kasi he had a stroke. So, yeah, those are all very, very valid fears. And how do you deal with that, no?
Wala, you just cross the bridge when you get there. Ganun na lang talaga.
You're strong enough to deal with it, no?
When I was your age, both of you, parang I felt like I was so strong, I can do anything. But back in 2018, when I had a health crisis, di ba, Nick, alam mo yon? Ngayon, ang fear ko is, oh my gosh, ayoko nang maulit yung ganon. And then, the realization of, like, you're getting mature. Ayoko sabihin old.
Well, yeah,
that is why, for both of you, for as long as you can save, make sure that you save. And yung mga sinisave nyo, make sure na, also look into investments so that even when you're sleeping, your money is working for you. Yon.
That goes out to all our viewers too. Those are very wise words, actually. And if you can do more than just one, actually, put your eggs in all the possible baskets that you could.
Correct.
Not just in one basket, diba? So, yung mga fears naman ninyo, since we've been talking about it, yung mga fears ninyo, paano yon nakatulong sa inyo as a person today? How did it help both of you to become what you are now?
Sige,
Let's
let me
start with
start.
Nick.
Siguro yung sa akin yung fear of public speaking, which is weird, right? I mean, hindi parang akala ng mga tao
Talaga?
sa ko, pero siguro na-develop na lang siya nung college o kaya like right after college dahil nga nag-grade yun na, and then we realized na you can't stay inside the booth because you have to move out para magka-racket ka, di ba? Hindi ka naman magkakaroon ng hosting gig sa loob ng booth. So you have to muster all the confidence that you have in yourself para yun nga, makapag-practice ka ng public speaking. Feeling ko, yun, yung fear ko na humarap sa tao, yung fear ko na mapahiya, lahat yun, nagamit ko yun para i-improve yung sarili ko everyday. And yun na nga, I mean, nandito na tayo sa trabaho natin na kailangan, requirement yun na makapal ang mukha natin to express your thoughts every day. So yeah, I believe that's how it worked for me. What about you, Shai?
Shai.
Ay, nakamute si
sounds.
Shai. Nakamute ka.
Yeah.
Sorry about that. What was the question again? Sorry. Kasi yung pusa ko is meow me the entire time. Ayoko naman marinig sa coffee break natin. Meow. Anyway, was it about the fears and how does it help us
What it
now,
taught
right?
you? What it taught you?
I think this is like for all our fears actually. Parang, well, of course, fear taught us that, for me anyway, na we're human lang and it's really there to actually protect us. Think about it, ha? Like, the reason why you're scared of heights, it's because you don't want to fall off. You're scared of being in a very tight situation in a tight place because you don't want to suffocate or something like that. And all our other fears are really there to remind us na, ops, you really have to be smart about your decisions. Kasi, basta it's really just a reminder na things might go south if you don't think twice of what you planned, what you're just about to do, mga ganun. Like, for example, again, thinking about the future, nakakatakot nga kasi like, what if you cannot sustain yourself? So, having that fear means you have to prepare for it. Having that fear means you have to think of all the possibilities, all the bad things that could happen for you to gear yourself up for it. And I think that's the reason why we have a feeling of security and being alive because may takot tayo, so we do something about it. Parang ganon. For the practical fears anyway, yeah.
Sorry if I may just say, but also there's like the false sense of security. Kasi parang, di ba, when you're already in your comfort zone, hello! Always in your comfort zone. Always in your comfort zone. Feeling mo you're safe, but then you realize how much time you've wasted, di ba? And then you just get
You're
stuck.
missing out on so much.
Right. And at the end of the day, sabi nga ni Miss Chloe, like, you don't save money. You just, you just do everything every single day, which is not bad. You cherish every day that you have. Pero in the long run, false sense of security yun when you just stay the same and if you don't move.
Di ba, Sinek, kapag hindi ka lumabas sa comfort zone mo, wala kang mga racket.
Totoo yun.
Yeah.
7 months na tayong comfort zone. So, kailangan na natin lumabas.
Basta kailangan mo lang mag-shield tsaka face mask.
Ang hirap mag-host na naka-face mask pero laban.
I can imagine.
I was actually thinking, Shai, what if meron tayong hosting, mata na lang yung tatapangan natin ng makeup? Kasi tatakpan mo siya. So, mata na lang tatapangan mo yung makeup mo sa mata mo, di ba?
Sa lipstick.
Nahihirap pa naman ako. Hindi na ako makapag-hosting ng walang glasses.
Appreciate our beauty.
Ano yun?
I was saying, like, how can people appreciate our beauty when we're so far away from them? Yung pa naman yung asset natin.
With the face mask and the face shield.
That's true.
How would they even know it's us?
Exactly. Oh my goodness. But of course, we're just kidding around here. These are petty stuff compared to the real fears we do have. But how about you, Chloe? Like, how did you deal with all of those fears, or rather, how did it help you to be the person you are today?
I don't really know. Kasi parang laging I always hear people close to me telling me na sobrang lakas daw ng loob ko, na parang wala akong takot. May takot naman. In fact, ang dami ko, I am an overthinker. Overthinker ako, grabe ako. Alam mo yon, kumakain pa lang ako ng isda, iniisip ko na matitinik ako, masastak sa lalamunan ko, dadalhin ako sa ospital. You know, things like that. Siguro it's that na there was one time, an office mate of mine in a corporate company na pinagtrabuhan ko noon, natawag sa akin Prophet of Doom. Kasi pag may mga marketing plans kami, ako lagi yung, hindi ito mag-work. Kasi ganito to. Prophet of Doom. Sabi ko,
Negative Nancy ka.
Devil's
Okay.
advocate lang ako. Ako lang yung devil's advocate. But I think it's more of that na tinitingnan ko lagi yung another side to another side. That's why parang wala pa man din. Alam ko na, pag ito yung mangyayari, ganito ang gagawin ko. So I think that's how it helped me. But if there's something that fear have really taught me is to, you know, if I fear this much, then I should also have this tremendous amount of faith in God. To some people, it may be a sense of, it may be a sense of false security, parang ganon, but that is how I calm myself from, dun ako nakakalma. Because if I can, you know, have so much time thinking about what I fear, thinking about what would happen wrong or bad, then I should have this great, humongous amount of faith in God para ma-overcome ko yan lahat. And then, nakakatulog na ako sa gabi. Of course, with the help of my melatonin and glutathione.
Actually, hindi na nag-work sa akin melatonin actually. But anyway, on that note,
Diba
I just
kasi
want to
lagi
point
may
out
ilaw
also
pa, you should turn off your lights.
Hindi, wala talaga.
Wala talaga.
Another
Double
argument
the
for another
dose,
day.
bad.
But yeah, I think it's very important for people to have some sort of yung heavenly concept, yung the idea that there is something greater to lift your worries to. It doesn't, kasi syempre we have
Because there
some
is,
friends who are
really.
atheists, right? So that's okay. Even if you don't want to believe in God, whatever it is, throw it to the universe, to some divine being, something you believe in, to just lift your worries to that person, right, Kat? My gosh.
Ever.
Yeah.
Whoever your God is.
Exactly. Whoever you want to believe in that's greater than yourself. Yeah. I just think that's important to be able to breathe better.
Correct. That you don't have control over everything. It's
Yes.
something that I've found difficult to accept, but you know, it is. As you grow older, you just realize you can't control everything.
Kung
Totoo
hindi
yan,
man
that
bahala
is
na si
really
Lord, sige, bahala na si Batman. Whoever, guys.
So anyways, meron pa ba tayong ibang mga comments dyan that we want to,
Sige, final
Yan.
one.
sabi niyo sa
Yeah, there
comment
were
dito, fear of
Yeah,
owning
about-
opportunities or taking on a huge responsibility. Yan.
Right. Out of the comfort zone.
Others fear of gastos, which is very common for a lot of young adults.
Kanina may
The
nabasa
expenses
ako
talaga.
Fear of seeing 25 missed calls from your nanay or tatay daw, and then you just woke up at someone else's bed. Tapos may 25 missed calls.
Huwag ka na umuwi.
Yes, Nick.
Ay, hindi. Hindi naman. Wrong side.
Very good. Actually, also fear of having your parents catch you in a very compromising
Awkward
situation. Like, ayun, for example.
Very awkward situation.
Right? Like, you brought somebody home, nakatulog kayo, pagising mo, your parents are right at the foot of your bed, waiting for you to wake up. It's not what you think.
Kaya wag kasi sa bahay. Joke.
O saan pala?
Sa taxi.
Anik,
matutulog. Ay,
There is a fear of starting from scratch when you're in your 30s. Eh ano lang when you're in your almost 50s. You're starting from scratch.
40s,
Diba?
50s, right? Oh my
Eh,
goodness.
ano pa yung
Oh
ganun?
my goodness.
Ay, naku. Anyway, whatever it is that you fear
I'm not
of,
saying
or
I'm happy with this episode ha, kasi medyo trigger ulit yung pagka-futurephobic ko. Sorry. But I'm good. Sorry, go ahead, sorry.
so whatever it is that you fear of, I'm sure that, there's something na, there's something about it that would make you realize something also in your life.
Right.
Diba? Tama ba? Did I make sense?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Diba? So, to our viewers, you can post your comments, whatever it is na kinakatakutan nyo. We may not be able to do something about it, but if you just let it off your chest and
True.
be able to admit, diba, that you are afraid of this or you fear this and that, eh malaking
It's a first
bagay na.
step.
Because I think when you know what it is that you're afraid of, that's when you will be able to find out what to do about it
Correct.
or what you can do about it.
Yes.
So since we're gonna be wrapping up this session, meron kayong any words of wisdom for our viewers? Let's start with Nick.
Yeah. I'll pick it up from
Pressure.
Yeah. You have to learn talaga there's a lot for you to learn about yourself. It's important for you to understand why you're scared of something. Diba? And then you try to figure it out. Diba? How can you deal with it? Kung hindi nyo siya kayang i-address, how can you contain it? And use it to your advantage. Diba? If you fear getting stuck at something, then always do your best to move forward. And if you fear about your kids, for example, or your best friend, or your lover, diba? Fear mo na kung ano man, na magkahiwalay kayo, mag-cheat siya, or kung ano man, you have to contain it in a way that you know that you cannot control everything. And when you know that, things will be a lot easier for you. You can only control yourself. So again, if you know what you fear, you can do something about it. Yan.
Kaya nanalo si Nick eh. Every
True.
time I get to-
Congrats again,
every time I
Nick
get
and Sam.
Yeah, every time I get to listen to Nick, kahit minsan tumatawag siya sa akin na natutuwa din daw siya sa sinabi ko, pero mas natutuwa ako lagi sa mga sinasabi niya.
Love ya.
How about you, Shai?
Yeah, it actually goes around the same thing na yun nga, fear isn't always a bad thing. It definitely would feel like that. Lalo na yung mga irrational fears na it's really close to impossible for it to happen, but the thing is we don't know it. And that's why these fears start to crawl up on us. It gets us to overthink and just go ballistic. Pero yeah, if you just, like what Nick said nga, if you just manage to understand those fears, know what your fears are, you could hopefully be able to do something about it. So if you're afraid of the future, you're afraid that you won't be able to have enough money in the future, then as early as now, do something to deal with it. Like there are fears na, for example, for your kids, you really cannot control that anymore because it's no longer up to you. But if you just try to do your best with the decisions you do to raise them, parang at least nabawasan ng onti yung fear na yun. And again, it goes out to so many other fears of ours, I think. Yeah. And finally, Chloe.
When I had a health crisis back in 2018, a good friend of mine told me that any feeling of fear na nararamdaman ko is not of God, because God did not give us the spirit of fear, but of power and love and a sound mind. So for as long as you keep praying for a sound mind, then you have to know that the spirit of fear is not coming from God, because He made us, in His likeness. Hindi man tayo parang Diyos, but parang I don't know how to explain it, but any takot na mararamdaman mo, you have to know that it's not coming from Him. So you have to take it off from yourself, rebuke it, and just pray about it and do something about it, because we were given a sound mind by Him, who is the giver of everything. Amen.
Amen. And I'm just very happy. Side comment, I'm very happy to see you glowing right now. I've seen the
Am I?
struggle. Yes, you are. 2018 was such a a struggle for you. It was a bad year, if I may just
Oh,
say.
very, very.
Aww.
And talaga from high heels talaga si Miss Chloe, you are even younger now. Bigla ka nagsi-sneakers, alam mo yun, bigla nagsi-sports shoes, which is great, fantastic. Really, really
Because I
happy.
realized that, you really do not have any control of anything. And no matter how strong you feel or how, I don't know, what's the right term for that? Invincible ba? Tama ba?
Invincible.
You
I
will
guess,
be
yeah, that
reminded,
would work.
yes, you will be reminded that, hey, I can take out anything from you. I can take away anything from you. You really don't have anything to be to be boastful of.
Complacent
Because-
about, mga ganun.
Yes, because your life can change in a blink of an eye.
Mhm.
So I just live na lang each day knowing that I am sustained.
Right.
And kung yung, di ba, it's biblical, kung yun ng mga ibon pinapakain niya, how much more tayo pa. Come to think of it, nag-COVID and all, and yet, we're still seeing each other. We're still being taken care of.
There's always a way.
Yeah. So, I guess that's about it for all of us. Sayang wala si Sam, no? Sana maka-join na rin siya sa
We
atin.
miss her.
Yeah. But
We
she's
do.
still
But she's
recovering.
busy being a mom right now.
Yeah. Let's give her that.
Right.
So,
True,
yeah, thank
true.
you.
COVID or not, we'll give her that.
Yeah. Thank you so much once again for
All right,
joining us.
thank you.
Thank
I hope you guys learned something from us. I hope that we were able to help you out with your fears, make you understand your fears, that they're valid and all. And I hope that you continue to listen to us. We are on air every day. We start the morning with Samantha, of course, from 6 a.m. to 10 a.m., followed by me, Chloe, 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. And of course, after me, it's Nick.
Yes, from 2 p.m. till 6 in the afternoon. Really, really good songs for me. I'm happy that I get to have a good playlist. Of course, it's Shai afternoon.
That's right. On my program naman, yung music ko, it's all about keeping yourself awake in the biyahe.
Yeah.
So yeah, and of course, all the good tunes you love for Light All Night. And also, don't forget to please check out Easy Rock on all of our social media accounts. There's Facebook, where you are right now. Then there's Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube. Don't forget to follow us all there, subscribe, all the good stuff. And yeah, that's it.
Cool. Cool.
Thank you once again for joining us on today's edition or session of Coffee Break. Flex ko lang ako nag-bake nito.
Ay!
Ay, taray! I love the flex.
Yan yung nakita ko talaga Magpapadala talaga.
Nice.
Very millennial. Flex. Oh.
I love it, actually.
Bye,
That's so
everyone.
cool.
And God bless. Thank you.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye, guys.